whatever. And you got questions or even comments, feel free to let us know. We'll try to make sure, as Staci reminded me last week, that we read the question, and then answer it. That way y'all know what we're talking about. Plus, because when this is over, man, we're going to do this for a whole hour, and then this goes straight to the YouTube channel. So we're going to get it cracking, man, all right? But again, let me check in with you, Staci. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm set now because I'm sparkly. You see this?
I do see that, man. What you do, put an effect on there?
Yeah, because I'm
Look,
trying.
I got my light skin lights on right now, man. Make sure, look. Make sure I ain't too dark in no areas. Yeah, all that good
I
stuff.
have to turn down the lights so I don't look like a ghost. So
Look, yeah, you know, you on the beige side. We don't need, we don't want you too beige.
we are not the same. I'm not trying to match the curtains, okay? We are not the same.
Look. So look, so after the last show, first of all, shout out to everybody that tuned in last week, man, and everybody that shot us, either whether you commented on the actual video or even afterwards, inboxes. A lot of love, man. That's what made us do this again. We literally, Staci, I don't know if I told you this, but we reached 250 views within 24 hours that last show last week.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, we got to do this again. Like, that's a good thing. And I like it when one thing that Instagram was dope about, they'll let you know. They'll be like, hey, man, you got a lot of folks listening to you. So we definitely had to do it again. So we back at it. That's why I said everybody let all your peoples know what we're doing. But this is hopefully the second of a little series, man. We'll keep talking. As long as y'all like to hear it, and y'all keep sending us questions and things, we'll get them off. The main reason I want to do this, for anyone that doesn't know, Staci is, I like to say sexologist, but the reality is, Staci, you were in school to be a therapist, but now your focus is on human sexuality, correct?
Yes.
Okay, man, I want to make sure I say that right.
The term is actually on point in saying sexologist, but like saying it's not just the physical. So it's the medical, it's the metaphysical, the physical, and the psychological aspects of sex.
Yeah.
So it's all of the above.
Well, and that's why I like to, when you hear the word sex, automatically all you think is Pound Town, but it's sexuality. It's everything that goes in, and that actually brings me to our first question, because I know even I mean a couple of folks hit me up, bro, what you know about that? It's like, hold on, man, we're talking about human sexuality, period, point blank. Like, don't get it twisted. I know about relationships, and what I don't know, that's why I got a partner in crime. Shout out to, Dr. Staci.
Whoa, hey, close. We gonna be there soon.
Yeah, you already know. We focus. So here's what came down the wire, if you will. After last show, we got an inbox, and basically this is what they want to know. They're in what is it? A gay relationship. What is it? What is the correct pronunciation? Is it homosexual relationship? Is it gay? Same sex. There you go. Same sex relationship.
I don't.
Excuse me, y'all. I don't mind. I got to get my deacon cloth one time with these lights and everything. But anyways, they're in the same sex relationship, and the question was, one of the people in the relationship, they both want to have a baby, no question. But one of the people in the relationship actually wants to step out of the relationship and have sex with a man in order to have a baby in the relationship. Yeah, the way you're looking right now is the same way I was looking, and I even had to clarify, like, hold on, am I reading this right? And at first I was like, okay, are they saying they want to like break up, go date a man, get pregnant, and then y'all still be cool or what? No, the person in the relationship actually wants to stay in a relationship with the woman, but actually wants to go have sex with a man in order to have a baby.
So he's the donor, or is they're actually trying to pursue a relationship?
The way I read it is he would be like the donor. Like they're not trying to be in a relationship with the dude. But they definitely want to have relations in order to have that baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So of course I got my opinions on it, but I want you to chime in first, Doc.
Well, hold on. Let me manage the mane real quick, because I don't want to spend the whole video like messing with my hair. Hold on.
Yeah, let me get mine too, girl. Hold on. Let me put some ponytail or something.
Get ready. All right. That's good enough. I guess. So in that situation, it's more about a mutual respect. So telling me what you're going to do and actually including me in the decision is a lot different. So that's first and foremost. It really requires a mutual respect. So it definitely happens. So, I was in a relationship with a woman. Of course I want kids. Of course. Yeah. So, talking about a donor, a lot of the conversations focused around one who was going to carry. We decided it was going to be me. How were we going to go about the donor?
Oh, so you were really having this conversation. Y'all really like diving into it. Okay.
So who was the donor going to be? If we didn't go to a doctor, we didn't necessarily want like a random doctor. We definitely wanted to include, because I'm biracial, she was also very proud of her heritage. Like, where do we go from that aspect? Like, what, you know, as far as identity, like how much of that do we include, right? So all of those are extremely important. So say I was with a black man, okay, well, my girl's not going to be included because she's not black.
Yeah.
So our baby will never, you know, never know. Like,
won't feel like it's part of both of you. I get that.
So it won't be our child. So yeah, we went through all of these discussions, but the biggest point and the biggest part was a mutual respect. Is it something that we both want? Yes. Okay, we want the baby. Cool. How are we going to go about getting the baby? Cool. Now if I were to go to my girlfriend and be like, nope, I want a baby and this is how I'm going to do it. One, you're not including me in our relationship anymore.
Yeah.
So it is just like you said, stepping out, because you're telling me what you're about to do and you're forcing me to, okay, either I just accept or now I'm going against you and this is the person that I want to be in a relationship with.
Yeah. Like, so look, I'm trying to, I'm not trying. I want to be very sensitive to this question. But so for me, when I read it, and even thinking about it, my first thought was, okay, of course, I'm not in a same-sex relationship. But to me, I take it out of that. I looked at it, what if just a relationship, period? If you're in a relationship with somebody, for whatever reason, if the man or, you know, one of them couldn't conceive or couldn't help conceive, right, and you decided to go out, you know, and pursue somebody else to have that baby, my first thought is, okay, this is what I clarified when I was reading the question, is this a matter of, like, somebody, like, she wants to go out and have sex with somebody else and have a baby, or like y'all want to go to a doctor, lab, and what I got from it was, no, yeah, this girl wants to step out of the relationship, have sex with somebody else, have a, you know, and then, you know, get pregnant, but then be back with her girlfriend. And so for me, from the relationship point of view, I'm like, first of all, if it was me, same situation, hell no, it just ain't happening. As far as if we're in a committed relationship, I'm not with that. Now, if we came together, and I know it has happened. I know plenty of lesbian couples that have, you know, they decide, you know, invite a man in for the night or, you know, or for a season, you know, and something like that. So if that was something where they decided, I could maybe understand that a little more. But as far as just her wanting to step out, have a good night, go out, sleep with the next dude.
It's no longer a mutual respect. You're not including me in the relationship anymore. So now it's becoming more about your needs, your wants. You're not in a relationship anymore. That I don't approve of. Because if you're planning on raising a child with me, or you want to be in this situation with me, you don't need to manipulate it. Have a conversation with me, respect me enough to weigh in on the situation. Because again, taking the same sex aside, had I been in a relationship and I'm not able to conceive, okay, well, do we get a surrogate and how do we do that? Right? And it's how are we doing these things, and what is it that we can do, and have a conversation about it. You're not about to tell me what's about to happen in a relationship, because it's an us thing. If you want to step out and do your own thing, cool, say that. But don't make me the bad guy for not being extremely comfortable, especially if you're just telling me what you're going to do.
Well, see, and that's what hit me when I started really thinking about this and kind of pondering, if you will. I said, hold on. I said, to me, it almost sounds like this girl might want to pursue a male, like sounds like she want to have sex with a dude, period, point blank. And it sounds like she's trying to use an excuse of, hey, you know, we want to have a baby, whatever. I want to go do it this way. To me, instead of her approaching her partner and saying, hey, you know, I want to invite a dude into this situation, or I want to go have some fun, but I still love you. You know, she's trying to use the baby as the excuse for why she need to go sleep with another dude. And don't get me wrong, I've heard a lot of cases, you know, and I've even talked to people where they were same-sex couple, but the thing was that they felt part of conceiving the baby was the actual act, that the act was a big part of it. And that's why they feel like the whole idea of being conceived in love or whatever. So that's why, and I've literally had women that they've had threesomes. I know women that have had threesomes. They're still in relationships today, but that's the way they chose to conceive a baby. They wanted to have a baby. They chose a donor. He understood what it was. Basically, it was going to be a donor, but they wanted to do it the legit way. They want to actually have intercourse with him, and that's kind of how they did. They basically had a threesome, and girl got pregnant, and they lived happily ever after. I guess I don't know. I didn't ask after that, but to me, that's a little different. And if that was the reason, then that'd be different. But to me, what I'm reading and what I'm hearing, it sounds like the other partner really just wants to step out and be with a dude. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no, transparency is key. I don't like any type of gray areas, confusion. Honestly, the best relationship advice that I've ever gotten is it's either a hell yes or a no.
Yeah.
So if at any moment you feel confused by it or it's like off-putting or that don't really sound right, it's a no.
Yeah.
That's a no, because you're not being transparent. I have too many questions, and if you stonewall me, then that means it's some shit that you're not supposed to be doing.
Come on now.
Like,
I like that girl. So, and I know I'm gonna chop her name up, but I'm gonna say Davy girl, D girl. That's what I'm gonna call it. D girl. She asked the question: Is the one that wants to step out bi? And from what I understand, no, they're both same-sex lesbians that they only date women. But I think it sounds like she definitely bi-curious, if nothing else.
Well, okay, so like we talked about last time, you can be bisexual but not bi-committal, right? So I could only want to be with a man as far as my whole future and like be married with a man and have that kind of hetero relationship. But as far as women, I love them with everything that I am. So I am bisexual, but I'm not bi-committal. So I've learned.
Oh yeah, I remember that word because I asked you about that last week.
Yeah, no, this is new to me. I'm not bi-committal. So I have found out about myself, and the way that I asked was the only reason why I asked that question in the first place. For myself is because while I was with a girl, and she was stressing me the hell out, bro, stressing me out. Oh Lord. And I was like, oh, I can't stand her. And like my sister was like, do you see yourself with her for the rest of your life? Like when you think about your future, do you see it with her? And I was like, nah, it's just because she's terrible. And she was like, really think about your future. Like, do you think about it with a woman, just in general? And I was like, question mark? Shit, I don't know.
I have to say this. I think that's first of all, I got to commend you for even having that thought process and even realizing that and being able to voice that. I think a lot of times, and I've met, and not just lesbians, but even homosexual men that are in relationships with other men, and a lot of times they don't have that conversation. To me, it's a little different. To me, as a man, it's different to women because a lot of times, not a lot of times, sometimes one of them in a relationship is just having fun. And, and so, they're dating and they're happy, might even be in love and things are going great. But like you said, they already know in the back of their head, they never see themselves marrying a woman or, being in a long-term relationship. It's fun for now. And I think to me, when you get into any type of relationship, that's one of the conversations you got to have. You got to lay that out there like, hey, I'm just having fun or, let's go with the flow. And don't worry, I know plenty of lesbians that they just like dudes and they mind, they be like, oh, watch, I'm going to get you. And that be their thought process, like, okay, you think it's fun now, but I'm gonna have you falling in love, and that's a different, subject. But I think you definitely got to keep it raw. What advice would you give this lady that's asking this question?
I guess the best advice that I could give is really just ask the questions that are necessary for clarification. And again, if you ask clear questions, what does this look like? Why is it that you feel like you have to step out? Are you saying that they can be included? Those kind of clarification questions are going to tell you whether it's a hell yes or a no. Now, if you ask these clarification questions and she's still bullshitting you, giving you some hemming and hawing, guess what you got to do? You got to figure it out. It's up to you. And I said figure it out.
Oh man, I thought she was gonna give us a powerful. Here's what you gotta do.
No, it's powerful because look, I can't give you a definitive answer. I can't tell you if it's a hell no, then leave them. I can't tell you if it's a hell yes to stay with them. The most powerful thing that you can do is say for yourself, if it's a hell no, am I still willing to compromise?
See, and I think what I would say is, honestly, first of all, you got to evaluate your relationship. If you guys just having fun and keep having, then none of this matters. If you're serious, if you're actually, what you say, bi-committal, whatever the hell, if you're serious in this relationship and you see yourself with this woman long term to the point where y'all talking about having kids, then that's first thing you got to clear up. Secondly, you got to decide, hey, are you even interested in being part of the intercourse? Are you interested in because that's another conversation. A lot of times folks just be scared to talk to their spouse and be like, hey man, you down for this? This girl keep looking at us. She looking at us, so you want to do this? And it might blow your mind, but sometimes, most folks don't have that communication. So that's what I would suggest. Y'all need to have a conversation, decide what y'all willing to do. If you willing to do it, do it. If not, as far as from a relationship standpoint, if you guys are serious and committed, then you definitely need to talk to your girl. You might need to give her, I hate to say, but I might need to give her a hall pass or something, because evidently she got itch she needs scratched, and she don't feel like you scratching it. So, and that's nothing against you, but that might be all on her. But you definitely need to have that conversation, figure out what she want to do. She might just need to go play for a week or so, or she might need to go on and soil her royal oats, as they said, and come to America and get back to you later. But either way, you need to figure it out.
Right.
And also let her know if you ain't feeling this, if it's making you, if you don't feel right about it, like if it's making you feel uncomfortable, just the idea that she's thinking about it, speak on that too. I think the biggest problem, man, and this is especially us as men, we don't talk about it enough, man. Especially if dude think he got a woman that he's scared to lose, and he'd be scared to say what he don't like. And I'm sure same thing with women. Yes. So instead of us voicing and saying, hey, I'm not feeling that, or don't do that again type thing, we sit there and play. And next thing you know, man, 5 years later, and she's slapping the shit out of you. I'm sorry. You can't be doing that, man. Speak to her.
It's extremely important to set boundaries, only because, it's the thing that's going to keep you safe.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, physically. Setting those boundaries is going to keep you safe. And don't ever let your loyalty become slavery. That's going to be the hardest part. If you don't set those boundaries, you don't have boundaries. People that do have the boundaries and they want to bully into your space and continue to abuse that access, let yourself know that you are worth the boundary, you are worth being happy, and it shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be something that's causing you constant turmoil. And speaking from a woman, there's nothing worse than tolerating a situation because you don't want to be by yourself.
Oh, shit, I just figured it out. Sorry. I agree with everything you just said. But I think it's supposed to be not the average girl. Oh, there we go. But so look, sorry, don't judge me. But she just said men should never be scared to speak their truth. Here's the reality. No doubt, first of all, I agree with you 110%. Both men and women should be, especially if you're in a relationship or even just good friends with somebody, you should feel comfortable enough to say how you feel. The reality is most of the time we don't. Especially as men just are the way we're raised. We're not raised to really speak, and be, we're not raised to be vulnerable. We're raised to put up those shields. So because we put up those shields, we only show what we need to show. We're not really going to be honest and be like, hey, I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that, especially if you got a particular, and this is more not me, because I'm not really, I hate to say, I'm not a passive man. But for more, there are a lot of men out there that are more passive, and the woman's more, in control. She's more of the alpha in the relationship. Here you go. And in those situations, those men are very scared to tell their truth or say how they feel or say what they want because they're scared of losing a good thing or, or her tripping out. And I agree, they should feel comfortable and let it be known, but sadly they don't. And then next thing you know, you got a butt plug in your ass and it ain't right, man. You got to figure it out, fellas. Tell her no. No means no. I don't want you to do that.
How did we get here? Where did the toys come from? What happened? How did we get here? And was it water-based? I just need to know what happened.
Oh man, true story, man. Real quick, besides, I literally this chick, good friends of mine. Well, was a good friend of mine. Back in the day, told me this story of how she was dating this dude and he was so in love and would do anything for her. It was like the first dude to eat her ass and all this other stuff. And she said literally that she literally would say she would play with his booty. And she said at first he didn't like it, but he let me do it because I asked him, like, what the hell? She said, honestly, I think he was just scared to tell me no. So she literally said, I used to play games, see how many fingers I can get in his booty. True story, I ain't making this shit up. And literally, again, that just show you the difference between alpha male and a bitch. I mean, a non-alpha male. But when she told me that story, I'm like, and in my head, prior to even hearing, I'm like, no way, ain't no dude. That's a quick red man. Get the hell up out of here, girl. You tripping? But she was like, I put on everything I love. She was like, and I knew her not to be a liar, so that's how I know she wasn't. She was telling the truth. But I'm like, that blew me away. That any man would sit there and basically be assaulted, if you will, because he didn't want to lose. Like he didn't want her to stop wanting to mess with him. Man,
what?
True story,
listen,
man.
I say it in every video. Safe sex is sexy. What the hell going on? Listen, man, I'm not judging anybody that enjoys anal play. I'm all about prostate milking. I think it's great. Do it.
What you say? What you call it?
Prostate milking.
Prostate milking?
Yeah, it's a thing.
All right, explain it. Come on, break it down. What is prostate milking? Come on.
All right. So we've already talked about this. That the prostate is the only way to really reach the prostate. It's about this far inside.
Inside your anal cavity.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my candle.
Okay.
So it's about.
You just randomly got a candle in front of you.
Listen, man, I just try to keep the peace and smell good, okay?
All right. She got the ambiance, man. I need to get some candles around here.
See, you fucking up. You should see the other stuff that I got around me.
Man.
Okay. So I have the candle, or I have my cavity, okay? And so it's about this far in. And now, once you're this far, this hooking, this is actually a really good thing. And so once you have that hooking, the nerve endings and the G-spot, or all of the pleasure places, is actually right here. You hook.
So, and I've heard this question. I think I can ask it before. I never got a clear answer. I know women have several G-spots. Do men have G-spots?
Yes and no. You guys have a lot
like
of.
To me, it's just digging balls. That's my G-spot.
I mean,
you hit me there, it's a wrap, baby.
So when I say G-spots, I'll say like androgynous zones. So you guys have a lot of triggers. You guys have.
Okay, yeah.
Ours are very focused, and that's the only difference between our two. Is like ours are very focused. Like there is literally a spot for it. What people sleep on is there's extensions of those G-spots, right? So just like the clitoris, that's a thing. Like I call them androgynous zones, or I
like that.
I call them G zones, right? Because for any spot that you could have, anything around it could be just as sensitive.
Okay.
Really, any place that you have like a whole bunch of nerve endings that meet in one place can be considered an androgynous zone. So you have a whole bunch of nerve endings that meet right here. You have a whole bunch of nerve endings that meet in the back of your legs. So these places are androgynous zones. I'm
gonna see if I can. Somebody come lick the back of my leg, get it cracking one time. Oh yeah, girl, right there.
Okay.
spot.
Become jokes first. I promise you. You gonna have one night you be like, babe, lick the kneecap, and then you, all right.
Man, if I bust a fatal off the back of my leg, it's a wrap. I'm like, oh, ain't nobody gonna be able to touch my leg ever again.
Don't look at
mean one, yeah. She started talking about that anal play, bro. You got out of here, Lord Jesus. Okay, what you saying now?
Yo, so that's literally how you access your prostate. It's right there. Boop.
So okay, I got to ask you now. Look, you got me intrigued. Do you meet? Well, two-part question. One, do you meet a lot of men that are interested in that, in getting that G-spot touched? And have you ever milked a man's? Is it milk the? What is it? Milk the camera? What is it? Yeah, that. Have you? Oh, prostate milking. There you go. Have you ever done it?
Interested in it? Yes. There's been a few actually.
A few?
Not that I've done it too. No.
Now, okay. After that, I got more questions, man.
So I actually learned from it from a man. He put me on, and I was like, what? Tell me more
Okay,
about
now I gotta ask. Keep it raw, sis. Now, when he asked you, were you turned on or off? Were you like, whoa, or were you like, okay, cool? Oh, she got that 2G network. What we got?
Right,
okay,
hold on. I'm getting in trouble right now.
Oh, what up, What up, Zibit? Look, is he watching this? Look, man, have you ever heard of this? This prostate milking?
What? What? You grounded.
Hey, we live. We got to talk about this.
I just found your other page, your sexological logica.
Ah.
Yeah. You're not allowed. You
hey, if y'all watching it, y'all don't know. Exhibit is Staci's uncle.
Hey,
so I guess he just called while we live.
Hey.
Look.
So this is a good time to say that I'm going to be a sexologist?
Oh, shit. That was hilarious.
Oh, dang. I was just trying to make people vote. See, I'm telling people how to be educated, and like if they want to do backdoor stuff, they got to do it safe, you know?
But for you, like, so when your dude or dude you're dating, when he asks or he's telling you about this.
We're doing a whole live. See, look.
Oh, y'all let it look. Now she chopping up. I forgot. Look. Look, hey, man. Hey, thanks for the cameo, though. I appreciate this, though. What up, Jimmy?
All right, well, I got grounded, so.
All right, look. I'll put in the good word. You get off on good behavior.
Yeah, all right.
Now, answer the question. Yeah. For you, when your man or dude you're talking to, dating, whatever, when he told you that this is something he liked, was that a turn on or turn off?
I was intrigued. I don't know if it was like a new kink or fetish for me, but I was definitely intrigued, and I'm always so excited about men that are very lucid in their sexuality. Not necessarily that like they have to be bi or anything, but like open-minded. Only because I enjoy pushing the boundaries. Your body is capable of so much. And so when I hear somebody that's actually pushed their own boundaries, push the own boundaries of their body, not just any type of like missionary sex, or not like, if your sex is vanilla and it works for you, that's dope. But yeah. I'm here to tell you that your body is capable of so many beautiful things. They're capable of so many.
But do your research, folks. Y'all don't just go and start trying stuff because you done heard about it.
No, seriously.
Like Google it or inbox Staci. She'll lace you.
No, I'm so, and I'm not even joking. Like, that's literally why I actually pursued this, because there was a whole bunch of women that were telling me, oh yeah, I had never had an orgasm. I've never, yeah, I hear that.
I ain't gonna lie, I hear that a lot, especially I said this last week. I just thought that's what women say to make sure dude make her get there. Like, oh, I ain't never had it, so dude will really try.
No. I have women, there was women that were inboxing me and said that they have two kids already and they've never had an orgasm. I'm sorry, I had to remember how many kids she had. She had 2 kids and has never had an orgasm.
What the hell? You done pushed 2 kids out, 2 big ass bowling balls, and you ain't made nobody make you come yet?
But now she's with a woman and she says she can't stop.
See, fellas, this ain't nothing against lesbians. I love y'all to death. I'm a lesbian myself. But fellas, this is why we should make her come, all right, y'all, at least one time. Look, I'm talking to the fellas right now, all right? It's the least we can do, unless you don't like her. To me, if you don't make girl come, you don't love her. You don't like her. That's, ladies, if you don't make you come, that's his way of saying he don't like you. Look, okay, well, let's move on.
To the side. Whoa.
Look, hey, shout out to T Streets. I see you, man. Hey, y'all look up T Streets. Hot music, man. One of the hottest artists out here. But now we in the zone now.
We're in here.
I want to get you.
No, I was definitely intrigued, and when he told me more about it, I was like, "What? So have you done it?" And he was like, "Yeah, at this point, like it's the hardest I've ever come, and it actually helps your prostate health." Yeah, no, listen, he said that it was something. So, and being transparent, I can attest to part of it, because myself having a toy, having some type of double penetration, you're pressing against a lot of nerves at one time. So
well, and that makes sense. I mean, any fella, any man to know what he's doing, you in that, dog style, whatever. You might throw a thumb in there, while you're doing your action, just, not too much, just something, hello, little something real quick. But, and it definitely will send, over the edge. I mean, but for, like, I think one of the biggest things, I remember having this conversation on my old radio show with somebody about the same thing, and about, milking the G-spot or whatever, milking the
Prostate milk.
prostate, my bad. But one of the things a dude called up and said is his worry, he was wrong. He said, I've been thinking about it, but his worry was he feel like any woman that does that, like she's not doing it because it's pleasure or because she want to please him. She's doing it to almost like humiliate him, like to have that power or control over him. Basically,
I mean, okay,
I mean,
so that is a kink. That's a kink to do a power exchange. That's a thing. So if a woman has that kink, there's a lot of ways to do that. Power exchange with any type of woman. There's a lot of women that actually are primarily dominant in the bedroom. And so if they have any type of desire to do like any type of anal play, pegging, toys, prostate milking, any of that, any type of anal stimulation on their male partner, or really just be dominant in any way, give some type of direction, be the only person that talks. There's a whole bunch of direction for that. But yeah, no, there's so much that goes into that. As far as humiliation, that is part of the BDSM. That is one thing.
Okay, so in BDSM, that's their intent. They want to do that, right?
Yeah, humiliation is absolutely a kink. That's a thing. So on my Snapchat, I actually did an ABC. I did the ABCs of kinks and fetishes. I'm gonna do it again on my Instagram. But H
tag me in it so I can share it.
Oh yeah, of course. H is for humiliation. So this.
So and when we talk about BDSM, is that part of S&M? Like the whole, I know slaves and masters, I know dominatrix, I know that part of it. Is that all of that?
So because BDSM is such like a huge umbrella, it just kind of incorporates a whole gang of kinks and stuff. And that's why people have to really identify and, like I said, self-explore safely.
Yeah, of course.
Safe sex is sexy, guys. I mean it.
And I like how you say that, because you're not just talking about using condoms. You're just talking about in general, like, don't just surprise a nigga with a finger or nothing, you know?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because once you make somebody, see, that's what I'm saying is like, so for my guy clients, I have a lot of men that are just like, well, what if I want her to be doing this? I'm like, I mean, I'm sure you could, but the biggest part about requesting something of your partner is making sure that they're safe. If I'm not safe, I'm not trying it, bro. I'm not gonna do it.
I think we talked about this a little bit last week. I think for women and fellas, if you don't know this, write it down, put it somewhere. The whole idea with a woman, especially when we're talking about a lot of women saying they never have had an orgasm, that's because biggest thing is, one, of course, it's a lot of mental. I mean, for me, I would assume, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but for the woman, it's probably about 15% physical and 85% mental. Like, so she ain't feeling the dude, if she's not in the mood, if she's don't feel safe, comfortable, if he ain't doing what he need to do, if sexy, all of that plays a part in her, going over the edge. So if we ain't doing that part, we honestly, I done told a couple of my boys, like, you just waste your time, bro. You be going through the motions for hours, and if she ain't shaking, legs all messed up, what's the point, man? She ain't having a seizure, what's the point? Make her have a seizure, brother.
You ain't doing it right.
Look.
You're not doing it right. Yeah, no, like I said, safe sex is sexy. And so it's like you really have to, constant consent, especially if you're introducing something new, make sure the men are just as safe as the women, especially if you're introducing something different. So as far as that woman in particular that was just like doing stuff to just do stuff. I don't condone that on my page. I'll tell you that right now. Unless y'all have a conversation that you are doing a power exchange and that is for you. I'm not participating. I'm not telling you to do it. It's not one of those things. Don't knock it till you try it. Because there was, from what I'm hearing, there was no consent. There wasn't any type.
It was from what she said. No, it was consent. She said she told him what she liked, told him what she wanted. He was willing to do it because it was her. And he didn't want to tell her no. But she even admitted that after the cup of the first, I guess she said it happened more than once or twice. She said she could tell she didn't think it was something he was enjoying. But yet I was like, so why do you keep doing it? And she said at that point, honestly, it was just, and I felt like just so she could tell not everybody, but she could let folks know, girl, you ain't gonna believe what I did with that dude. And I'm like, man, that's the problem right there.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, so if I'm being transparent, as far as I've taken any man or woman, I think just Just a tongue. That's it. I haven't put no toys, no fingers, no nothing. I'm
See, and I think this is where it goes from casual sex to love, or or even, well, yeah, I'm gonna say love, because even to have they do to have the conversation and find out what she or he likes and what they feel comfortable doing. I think you got to have there has to be some type of level of security with each
yes.
other, where you feel comfortable talking to each other and saying, hey, you like this, you like that. I remember, and of course, we always try to be transparent. With me, it's the first time you make a woman have an orgasm. Any man in their right mind, we like that becomes a blueprint. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, I know what I did that. Okay, now let me flip that. I might add some, but if nothing else, I can always go back to I know
Right.
what works, so to speak.
Right.
In the
Exactly.
same breath, though, I'm one to have conversation. One thing I do, and I call it a cheat sheet, and ladies and gents, feel free to use it. I'll do is I say, let's take a trip to the sex shop. Let's go to the sex shop. What I do is, we're going through looking at things, but while we're doing that, I'm looking at what she looks at. What video, what video, look, I'm aging myself. What DVD, Blu-ray, what does she pick up? What section does she find herself in? What section is she intrigued in? Because that also will let me kind of know where she's at, what she's into, and then, you grab the dice, you might grab some handcuffs. For me, I can't do the being tied up or being handcuffed. I don't mind doing it, to her if that's what she's into, but you ain't tying me up, right? My ancestors were slaves. I can't ain't no Toby over here. I can't do it.
Oh Lord.
But to
I
each
mean,
his
but that's
own,
no, it really is. And now that's another thing. Now, if I were to randomly just like come to you and just be like, oh, let me tie you up, like, no, I will tell you there has been no man in my entire life that was willingly like, yeah, strap me down. That's okay. Like, no, it's always been very. Plus, you already know my policy is to some to do some.
Yeah,
There is
yeah,
no way that a bit. Well, let me not say there's no way. In my world, the men that I date,
yeah,
I haven't had anybody. Plus, I also enjoy being the submissive, so I don't really attract too many power exchange kind of people. I don't. I don't attract too many men that are not necessarily uncomfortable with the power exchange,
yeah.
but they're very comfortable in their dominant behavior in the bedroom. And I'm extremely comfortable being the submissive. Now there's a
See, for
couple times
me,
that you might catch a choke, but that's about it. It's fine.
I'll say I'm definitely, I'm a freak. I like to have fun, but I'm a freak with limits, all right? And that's it. I got to be clear to say that, because again, all this milking and all that pegging,
How do you
all that, this is all new stuff to me. Even, and I've been in the game a minute.
how do
But
you define freak?
I'm
I'm
more
sorry.
like, okay, if we in the midst and you just some licking going on and whatever, okay, do your thing, have some fun. I'm with that. That's cool. But when you start, don't keep these down, keep them at your side. Keep them at your side. All right? If they start going up, put them back on your side. All right. That's
No,
just me though.
got it. How do you define freak?
To me, of anything above the norm, like missionary is the norm. Everybody. And it's weird, especially in this day and age, that there's actually people that still just have, I guess, regular sex. Missionary. The basics. But for me, if you're willing to step out of that zone and try some things, add some dice, add some whipped creams or some, any of that. That to me, that's the freak. A freak is someone that just open minded, but how open minded should be based on both of you. It shouldn't be a one-way street. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm about to try this because I'm a freak. Just sit, lay back and let me do me. Like, nah, let me know what you're talking about. But that should be a conversation you have before you get in the bedroom.
Yeah, no, that's very true. So for me, the more that I get into this, the less I say freak, if that makes sense.
Explain.
So I say the more that I get into sexology, the less that I say freak, only because there's not a stigma. There's like this like ooh attached to it, and it has this I guess I'll say stigma. It kind of puts you in like this category of having relaxed limits. And so I use it less, only because I can tell you what my kinks and fetishes are just fine.
Yeah.
And so if that's a lot for you, cool, we can learn something together.
See, to
But
me, if you have
yeah,
kinks and fetishes, you a freak. Like, that's if you know what a kink and a
but
fetish
that's
is,
what
you
I'm
a freak,
saying.
right?
So honestly, So, you can consider sapiosexual, that's your own kink and fetish, right? But you can have super vanilla sex. And when I
What
say
vanilla sex?
vanilla,
Is that two white people? What's that?
no. Vanilla sex is, okay, when you think about ice cream, right? So vanilla sex means base. That is
Oh, okay, okay.
of an ice cream, right? And so saying vanilla sex is like the missionary, like lights off in the bed, you know, that kind of stuff. Like it's very traditional, right?
I think my sex is Neapolitan.
You gotta put some strawberries and some chocolates
Well,
and things.
like, you put that chocolate and that vanilla, that's kind of light skin, you know, you got, my sex be a little different, you know, whatever, go ahead.
I like a little dulce de leche myself, you know what I'm saying? Oh, put little syrups, little syrups. Yeah, no, so anything, I use it less because I feel like in another way it's put me in a box, if that makes sense. So in one way, saying that like, oh yeah, I have normal sex, that's one thing, but saying that I'm a freak also puts me in a box.
I get that.
It's now that you're putting me into like this, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you my tits on the first day. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I don't show you my tits, I don't show you my tits. Okay.
Well, I think the definition, the word stays the same, but the definition changes with maturity and age. I'm gonna say that because when I was 16 and 17, you know, a freak was just, you know, down to do it, you know, behind the bleachers or some shit, you know.
And I'm gonna be for real. Freak, when I first started having sex, I didn't lose my virginity until after high school. But freak for me was like,
good to hear that. I'm sure your mother's very proud.
Burly. She was like, why are you waiting so long? What you doing? She used to ask me in high school like if I was lying, and I was like, oh no, bro, I'm just ugly. Dang.
Nah, we just wasn't having it. That was probably, look,
yeah,
everybody get the hell away.
Yeah, no, all my brothers, y'all included, that never, yeah, no, I couldn't have a boyfriend ever. I had to sneak boyfriends. But anyways, by the time I was with them for a year, then you found out I had a boyfriend. That's basically how it went. So, yeah, no. So having a freak for me when I first like started having sex was like a guy that enjoyed eating pussy. Like that was, ooh, that's cute. Oh, you're not just doing one of them.
See, and this goes back to, like I said, with the age thing, because older, I say it all the time. If somebody, male or female, if you don't do oral sex, you're just childish and immature. Like, to me, that should just be the basics. If you're in a relationship, you better be willing to please and vice versa, or kill yourself, all right? Not really, but unless you want to, whatever. But yeah, I do agree that, like, yeah, definitely the same way. If you meet a woman and she enjoys, you know, getting down, then of course we love, you know, we're like, oh my God, yeah, you a freak.
Listen, and then now it's getting to the point, if she's not having sloppy head and so much, I just learned a new kink. Okay, I learned a new kink, and I thought it was like frowned upon, but like this is a whole thing. Like, I know a man in particular, not anybody I've slept with, but a man came to me and was like, I actually enjoy like when my girl pukes on my dick, and I was like,
so okay. I've heard of sloppy toppy. I know that part of it, and that's just like a girl gagging, you know, whatever, spitting on it, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as puking, like throwing up,
yeah, no.
Nah, that's a little extreme. See, to me, that's right along the lines of a golden shower and all that. Like, if you like getting threw up on, you might as well let it shit and piss on you, man. That's just, you know, to a whole nother level.
So I was actually, okay, so again, me being in this field, like, I can't cringe at nothing. Well, I mean, I can, but I was more like, okay, why? Tell me why. Like, what do you like about it? And so
yeah.
Like,
what? I'm curious. Why did he say he liked it?
See, you get curious, right? That's the thing. So he said he liked the face that she made, like the tears that went, and like, I don't know how to explain it, like that it went deep enough to actually make her gag. It made him.
I get it. Okay, that's what it is.
Like,
so that's what it is. It's the idea that she makes him feel like that much bigger because she's actually gagging and throwing up on shit. So that's the attraction. But he need to find other ways to attract. Like, shoot, just moan for me. I feel like,
see,
okay, I got it.
See, for me, the only reason why I have a problem with things like that, one, I don't like the smell of nothing like that. I don't
Yeah,
like
that's what
anything.
bothered me. Like, don't fuck up my sheets in my room.
Yeah, smells is not a good thing for me. Now, I'm not worried about like wet spots or anything like that, cause I don't care about that.
You do it right, you're gonna have at least one.
Always, right? That's a thing. But for me, I also think that it's like that's uncomfortable for me. So you know what I'm saying? Like to like throw up. Now I don't feel good. I don't want to do nothing. Like don't touch me. So that's why that's not a kink for me. The same thing for like a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just like I just wouldn't feel good after that. Like I would be done being touched. Like don't do that to me no more. Yeah, so I mean that's personally why I wouldn't do it. I don't kink shame, I don't fetish shame. I think all of it is actually like super dope to know, but for me, I can tell
So
you I
let's
don't.
take, you're very open-minded. Of course, you study sex, so you have a different approach to it. How would a man or woman, I guess, express to their spouse or even a person they're dating, whatever, you know, how could a man or woman let them know that, hey, I'm interested in something that might be considered a fetish or a kink?
So, okay, so remember when I said earlier, like when you joke, a joke actually turns, that's how kinks actually get going. So I know a lot of people that do that. They're like, oh, eat my ass. And like, they say it like funny, ha, 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 like, eat my ass. And then we finally get in the room and I'm like, no, but like, for real, can we do that?
So about that ass eating.
Hey, boo. Or like, I feel like I've mentioned that in particular, like a girl will go to like a store or something and like get some kind of toys, or like how you said, like kind of like do some type of like assessment when you guys are in the store and you guys talk about it. Oh, well, how do you feel like partially clothed? That's also a kink. How do you feel about chains and whips? How do you feel about pain play? Like, how do you feel about, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about these things? Like, what's your tolerance?
How do you feel like reenacting slavery? I'm just wondering.
I hate you. like, do you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, how do you feel about this? Or like, again, joke around like, oh, well, I'll tell you when you can get hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk shit to each other. Like, see how far that can go.
See, that's that dominatrix shit right there.
That's a thing. It is a thing.
I just fell. You so naked, I lost.
One thing that I actually recommend, because there's a lot of women that I know on the more serious side, is when you're having sex with someone that has past trauma. All of those things need to be clear, very transparent. Ask them their boundaries in a neutral space. Don't do it in the moment, because then they'll feel pressured and now it's re-traumatizing them. So doing it in a neutral area while you're watching a movie. There's majority of the movies that we watch have some type of sex scene, you know, whether it be crazy, whether it be, you know what I'm saying? You watch
Man, go old school. Go watch Real Sex. Or look, homegirl said, Naomi said P-Valley. I ain't watched it yet, but I heard that show off the chain.
Listen, there's a lot that happens in that show. There's a lot.
So let me ask you this question: as if you're dating someone, and male or female, if you're dating someone and they tell you, hey, if they have a fetish or kink and they say this is something that turns me on, this is something that'll send me over the edge, should the spouse or the person that they're dating be willing to please them?
So I'll say it like this: to me personally, I don't think any of it is an obligation.
I feel that.
So if it's something that's okay, let me think of something that's like not comfortable for me. Okay, so if they like pain play, right? So they like, you know, like slapping or something like that. I don't do getting slapped in the face. I don't do that. I'll freak out on you. I'll trip.
That black come out real quick. Nigga.
No, like I'll freak out. Like I'll just roll out. That's it. We're not gonna have a conversation. I'm putting on clothes and I'm out.
I feel it.
And that's actually happened to me before, and I was like, okay, cool, all right.
Hold on, like you just mid and somebody just slapped you, thinking it was cute.
No,
you like that?
No, I was all right. In the sake of transparency, I was giving head, and like while he was holding my hair, like he just pop, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
hold on.
just,
So I was
just
like,
men.
say less.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And none of that. Cause like my first response was like to bite down. Like, what are you doing?
Come on, yeah,
That's
that's
what I'm
yeah,
saying. Watch yourself. Watch
yeah,
yourself. So I told him, and then at that point, like, okay, now we can talk about it and we can have a compromise. Like, if you really want to slap that bad, I got the thickest thighs. Okay, I got a whole backside you can get weird on.
yeah, yeah.
That's your compromise. Do
I'm
what
mad
you
you
gotta
said get
do.
weird on.
Whole backside to do what you gotta do. You want to get
So
fancy, you do it.
is bad sex a deal breaker to you? They're not just necessarily for you, but in general, if somebody's dating someone, let's say y'all got amazing chemistry in every other department, then you finally make it to the bedroom and it sucks. Is that a deal breaker? Or should that be a deal breaker for both men or women?
I would say that you can teach them, but for me personally, I'm not about it personally. I don't, because for me, I put things in a certain category, and sexual chemistry for myself is it's a huge part, right?
Yes, he said yes.
It's a huge part, literally and figuratively. Like, this is something that I want to do for my whole career, but it's also an important part. Like, this is how I express myself to you. This is a stress reliever. This is how I express myself. This is where I get to play and have fun and really let loose. And if I'm spending the entire time teaching you,
Yeah.
like, I can teach you in a neutral space. Like, that's one thing. Like, we can learn new things like that. But if I'm having to teach you the basics, that makes it hard on me. And now I'm no longer having sex for myself.
Now you feel like you're teaching, and yeah, I think from a male perspective, I will say bad is definitely a deal breaker. However, I agree with not the average girl that it's definitely should be a teachable moment if they're willing to learn. And I think that's just wherever you're at, as far as in the relationship. If they're open to like learning and understanding what you like and why you like it, and vice versa, you should be the same way. Then it definitely could be a teachable moment. But if it's something, and you'll meet, women, that will come out the gate and, y'all got, I don't do that, I don't get down, that's not me. To me, a lot of dudes, instead of being real and being like, I respect that, but that's kind of something that I enjoy, so this ain't gonna
Exactly.
work. They'll pretend, and then, 2 years later, when y'all are happy and thinking everything's great, you find out he's going to sleep with the prostitute down on O'Farrell because she do whatever he wants. And I
So
think, but that's the problem, and that's where that communication comes in, and both sides got to be honest and be open as far as to make the other person feel like they can communicate.
oh, I read the question. This is a good one.
Yes, he said, how do men usually take that though? Women trying to teach him. First thing is, it's definitely you got to look at where you guys are at. If it's a new relationship, he ain't gonna take it right at all.
That's true.
Most men are, we cocky. We want to feel like, we still trying to please and show you our tricks. So if you right out the gate teaching, we're gonna feel some type of way. Not to mention, I don't care who you are and how much of a freak. We all adults. We all got to pass. It don't matter. But if you come out the gate and you just teach, try this, try that, try that. Any man early on is gonna be like, damn girl, you done did all that. So ease that, even though yes, you can teach men, and yes, we are willing to learn, especially if we really like you and want to get to know you. But you got to do that. You got to kind of ease that up. Again, I will tell anybody, go to the sex shop with your man or your woman. Go look at look at different things, see what they like, show a couple things that you like, and see how they respond to it. That'll kind of open that door. Then also, like you said earlier, we mentioned P Valley, but even if man, you might have to go get some straight porn and say, hey, let's watch this and just see how they respond to it. That's the best way to kind of put it on them, and then let them know, hey, that's something I like. Let's try it. Shoot, I'm an OG, but I still, man, go old school. Truth or dare.
The best thing,
What you
bro,
like?
for real, the best thing that
What
you
would
can
happen
do
if
is
you
ask. No, the
look,
best
man? You
thing
got to
that you
find
can
it
do,
out.
just
Not the average girl. Tricks are for adults, all right? Look, you get you a good trick, you can have a whole lot of fun and get you a
hey,
treat.
say that. Go ahead, preach if you want to.
Look, I'm just saying though.
I think that's extremely important though, is like the as far as like teaching a man, luckily I can honestly say, like, even in my most hard-headed relationships, asking a question and letting them know, like, this is what I'm interested in. Like, for example, let me think about something in particular. Oh, me bringing toys into the bed, right? And so the initial conversation, this was like long time ago, and I was dating like, you know, early me was dating the hood niggas. We're not gonna talk about those days. Early me was dating the hood niggas that like, if you touched anything you wasn't supposed to be touching, like, I got the magazine for you. Keep playing with me. So like, oh, what you doing? So my first conversation in the like more uncomfortable side, because recently I've had very receptive men and all of my needs have definitely been met. I am living my best life. Okay. So yeah.
I'm trying to get points with your dude because he watching. Shut up.
He's not watching.
I'm playing.
I'm like, he's not even watching. But yeah, in the beginning I wanted to introduce toys into the bedroom because like I said, my personal kink, I enjoy some type of double penetration, right?
So hold on, real quick. Now, was it, and because I know a lot of men, this for our first thought, anytime a woman says she want to bring a toy to bed, our thought is like, we ain't doing our job right. So it wasn't a matter of not being pleased?
No. So that's the thing is it's never, well, I won't say it's never. It's not that I wasn't being pleased. It was, it took a little bit more for me to
go over the
involved. Edge. Yeah, it like for me to get out of my head, for me to like, I enjoy pushing my body to the limits, right? So I enjoy the best of the best climaxes. I enjoy the best of the best kind of things. Like, I want as many of my sexual experiences to be a novelty, right?
To put a battery on your nipples.
Yeah, get weird, okay? I want to get weird. If I'm not feeling like at the edge of the bed, like, what did I just do? I didn't do it right.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
I got to be at the edge of my bed regretting some things, and then I know I did it right. Okay, so I told him. I was like, would you be okay if I had like a vibrator while you're doing this? And he was like, what the fuck? Like, I got hands for that. And I was like, I mean, you do. That's true. But think about it like this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you head, right? And then I put my hand on it and do this while giving you head. It feels better, right? Because I was still using my mouth, which is what you wanted. But now I have another thing to add to it, and it feels even better.
So you broke it down for him.
Yeah. Right.
See, I think honestly, that's all. At the end of the day, that's all you have to do. I think, especially with women, when you're trying to like explain it to your man or your men's whatever, is break it down. Or even if you are somebody's talking about the teachable moment or the approach, Yessie, it's if you in the midst, don't be one of them women that's like throwing orders at them to the left, to the right, wait, stop, go fast, go. Just be sexy about it. You be sexy about it. We'll listen to every command, every direction. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Is that right, ma'am? You know, but if you over there, no, left, wrong, nigga, you make a U-turn, nigga. U-turn. We don't want that.
Or as soon you'll like start doing a maneuver, and I actually like the positive affirmation, right? And so when you're doing something and my body's like really responding, I'm going all out. Now, a lot of things that I tell men, and this is gonna blow everybody's mind. Most of the yelling is for y'all, not us. Most of the noise that we making is for y'all to give you cues that you need to keep doing this. It's not doing anything more for me. It's not.
Well, see, we appreciate that, because if you're just sitting there grunting, that shit ain't cool. No, we don't want all that.
That's what I'm saying. So most of the noises and the moaning is for y'all to like let you know, like, oh, this is it. Do that. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying. So basically, so he know whatever you're doing, don't stop.
Don't do that. Don't stop it. So like I said, I like the positive affirmation, or like if he goes deep enough, or he's like just the right amount of rough, like, oh, I like that. Cause whoa, you just blew my mind. I'm not gonna do nothing but that now. Like, hey, like you said what I need to be doing, boy. So yeah, they actually respond really well. Or like, again, be sexy with it. If you want him to move a little bit closer to you, like grip him a little bit. Like, them physical cues is a thing too. You want him to choke you, put his hand there. That's sexy too. You have a whole moment of power exchange where you make him do something for you. And then he's like, oh. Oh, you like that?
Well, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Say less. I got you. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
look, we definitely could talk about this all night, but we do got to get ready to wrap it up. Before we get out, I do want to, I want to say, as far as in closing, for everybody that's watching and tuning in, first, make sure when this show go live that everybody that you share it. Please share it with
Please.
everybody if you enjoyed or you agreed or you like what we was talking about. It'll be live on Shut Up and Talk TV's YouTube channel in about an hour. So just all you got to do is go to YouTube, Shut Up and Talk TV. Last week's episode, if you miss it, is already up on Shut Up and Talk TV YouTube channel. The biggest thing, let me say this for everybody, everything we talked about comes down to communication. It's all on how you communicate with the person you're rocking with, whether y'all having sex, making love, or
Thank you,
fucking.
Tiffany.
Make sure you communicate. Staci, what would you like to say in closing?
Oh shit. No. Shoot, be good, make good choices. Safe sex is sexy. Those are my two things. Be good, make good choices. That's it. That's gonna be my close every time.
If you guys have questions, if you have questions, feel free to inbox us, me or Staci. Staci is a sexologist, so if you got more detailed, like in-depth questions, feel free to ask her. If you want a male's perspective, of course, you can ask me, or you can ask both of us by all means. If you got ideas, you got topics or even questions you want us to hop on next week, we're doing Wednesday or Thursday. You want to do Thursday next week?
Thursday is actually kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Let me know. We'll do Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll put it up by Monday so y'all know ahead of time. But we'll definitely do another show next week. But if there's certain things you guys want us to tackle or talk about, maybe you don't feel comfortable asking the questions, but you want to get answers, inbox us privately, and we'll make sure we bring it up at next show. We're supposed to get to Friends with Benefits, but we never even got to talk about that. So next week we'll start off talking about friends with benefits. Woo. And then I like one person, when I put that up, they inboxed and they said, what type of friends? Are they these old friends? Are they best friends? Are they? So we'll even dive into that next week. But y'all tune in. I'm LB Johnson. That's Staci, the sexologist. Hey, this has been, what is it? Sex, love, and fucking on Shut Up and Talk. Let's go. Holla.